Well, we're back with our special guest today, Dr. Don Betts, president of Northeastern State University. And we've been talking a little bit about 2009, and as we kind of transition to 2010, one of the things that was real exciting, I had a very small part, but just a lot of excitement about our regional summit that we just concluded in November. Give our audience a little taste about that, Dr. Betts, and also how then that's going to transition over into, we had some great speakers, we had some great presenters, a lot of new ideas for the region. We might talk a little bit about some of those people that spoke and how this is going to move forward in 2010.
It's a great topic for us to consider today because it really does transfer from 2009 when it occurred to 2010 and beyond. And it really is about what resources does a state have, does a region have in order to create its own future. And we know as an institution, and we've accepted and embraced as an institution, that we have an important central role to play as a collaborative partner in the growth and development of the communities in this region and the people. We've always done that, but it's being more demonstrative and more intentional at this point. And we began our work on this regional summit even before the state of Oklahoma embraced a brand new project called Making Place Matter. And this is a statewide program to have various universities in various regions be strong engines for economic, social, and cultural development. The state of Oklahoma is adopting this process similar to the way the state of Kentucky did it beginning in 2004. Well, NSU was already down the road because we believed that we had to play that role in this region. And so with incredible collaboration with the Cherokee Nation and the Sac-Easy Empowerment Zone, a number of other players who deserve to be mentioned, and the hard work by many, many people, including Jerry Cook, we ended up with what was an incredibly encouraging regional summit with almost 400 people attending from the counties in this entire area, speakers from around the country, but also locally, talking about where are our resources, where do we stand, what's our environmental stand, what do we have to work on in terms of future opportunities, and most importantly, how do we come together to make sure that this region grows and prospers. And we're now looking at the next steps in that area. So right after the state actually proclaimed its commitment to Making Place Matter, this statewide initiative, we literally held our regional summit. One of my favorite speakers through those days, although there were many and I don't want to isolate too many, was Brian Gonterman, who was the president of AT&T Oklahoma, who I had a chance to see just a couple days afterwards. And he was truly energized by what went on here and sees his company and himself playing increasingly important roles. And you, of course, know a great deal about this as well. I guess what I would like the people to understand is that the university is here not just as a group of buildings and a group of students passing in and out, but as a group, as an entity and a neighbor that's helping to build the future in a very conscious way as a partner.
I think one of the exciting things, and then we can move into 2010, but we did that morning with President Gonterman being there and others, a great panel of people, but we also, through the resources of the university, brought electronically Congressman Sullivan and Congressman Boren together on the same screen, sitting at the same table, talking in real time with the people located here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And I think that's an exciting opportunity that we can use technology to bring Washington, D.C. to Tahlequah.
Well, I think it was very good for us, but I think very, very good for both congressmen. I believe that they had a chance to participate in an event that both of them knew to be important, that impacted both of their constituencies, and they were able to join us in real time, but at a distance. And we all know we're living in a world where distances have collapsed and that we can connect in ways that we haven't before, but we graphically and accurately demonstrated that with what happened that morning. I actually think that both gentlemen really enjoyed their time, and we're looking forward to following up with them. But the regional summit, if it was held and that was an event in time and nothing else occurred, would have been a moment, but not really what we're looking for,
right,
which is the beginning of a pathway of a new set of relationships, and more importantly, a new set of activities that involve many of the players we were talking about.
And so as we move into 2010 then, that's our segue into 2010, is to say that's kind of the footprint that I see is going to be out there for us as an institution, that Making Place Matters, and we might talk just for a minute about that, how that's going to really be an opportunity for us to have an impact, if that's the right way to describe it, for the entire region.
As one player, absolutely. Making place matter is simply that notion that these institutions understand their local roles and are ready and willing to assist in the economic development and the personal growth and development of the people in the region. Because I think this region is ready to proclaim and to state its identity. Who are we? What are we about? And what do we want to have happen to make sure that the people that live here, the children that grow up here, have a great life?
And I think it's a great commitment, and it's a very strong statement about the permanency of Northeastern State University here as an institution, as a resource to this immediate area. And there's been all those naysayers in the past that Tulsa was going to take over and Broken Arrow was going to be the home of Northeastern, and you know and I know that that's just not the fact. And this is part of that. We're validating to the public that we are committed. This is a resource.
Well, the commitment is genuine, it's historic, and it's long-lasting.
It's going to be an exciting future. What else do you see in 2010? You want to predict an enrollment number? Or?
I won't predict an enrollment number, but I can tell you that we're going to be focused on enrollment once again. But it's not just a body count. It's really opportunities to grow and develop individual people. And we invite those individuals, whether they've never gone to the university before or they've gone and they've dropped out, it's time to come on back. The state of Oklahoma needs every person that can achieve a certain level of educational attainment to do so, because the competition is global. It's going to be intense. The state of Oklahoma understands this, and we're part of that state. We don't want the people in other parts of the state to forget that we're here. We're a very crucial segment of a state. We're actually a bit anomalous as we are in terms of topography and population, but we're a strong part of the state, and we need to be able to express that identity effectively.
So do you see anything new on the horizon that's going to be unique to NSU here in Tahlequah? Are there some initiatives or some surprises coming up that we might want to share with the audience?
Well, I think you're going to see a continuation of our being a conduit for new ideas, new people, new opportunities coming into the area. We have new leaders that will be joining us in January, and I think people will see the fruit of that labor. And I think you're going to see the institution re-embracing its regional role as a friend, as a colleague, and as a source of educational attainment.
Well, of course, the new Case building was completed this
Absolutely.
year. The Business and Technology is about to launch in the next week or 10 days, and back in their building, the Center for Performing Arts is getting a rehab. It's going on. You can probably hear them outside right now.
Right.
And the other thing is our education, the home of Northeastern State University's education program, a new renovation there, and I think some new announcements that have been put in place for more expansion.
Yes, exactly. The Bagley Hall, the old education building, has been refinished, and thanks to the generosity of private donors, we're going to be able to create a state-of-the-art reading and technology clinic for children on that third floor. We could talk about that a bit more in another segment.
Well, I wanted to be sure we ended on a very positive and high note, and that's going to be an exciting thing, and it's going to have a great opportunity for regionally and locally for people to really get into those reading programs and great technology.
It's the key to learning.
Dr. Betts, we appreciate you being here. It has been an exciting 2009, and I know the community's been excited about it, and we're just looking forward to a great 2010.
Thank you, Jerry.
Happy holidays to you and Suzanne.
Same to you. Thank you.
You bet. We'll be right back.